Dhyana Sloka or the first sloka of Sivananda Lahari, where Parvati and Parameswara both are praised. Om Kalabhyam
Kalabhyam
Chudalankruta Sesikalabhyam
Udalankruta Sesikalabhyam
Nijatapaphalabhyam
Tapah Palabhyam
Bhakteshu Prakatita Phalabhyam
Bhakteshu Prakatita Palabhyam
Bhavatu Me
Bhavatu me
Sivabhyam
Rabhyam
Astokatribhuvana Sivabhyam
Lokatribhuvana Sivabhyam
Hrudi Punaha
Sudhi Punaha
Bhavabhyam
Bhavabhyam
Anandaspuradhanubhavabhyam
Ananda Spurada Anubhavabhyam
Natiriyam
Priyam
Natiriyam.
Tiriyam.
So in the Sanskrit literature, we have Stotra Sahitya. In the Stotra Sahitya, we have got Mahakavyas and Lagukavyas. And Lagukavyas are called short poems. Then the Mahakavyas are called as court poetry. And in the Lagukavyas, Megha Sivananda Lahari, Saundar Lahari, and all these famous books get included. And the Sivananda Lahari is purely a devotional lyrical poem consisting of 100 slokas, as we see. Devotional means bhakti, and how much subservient and surrendering should be the bhakta. At the same time, the karuna of the Lord Shiva here is very much warranted, is very much requested in a very powerful manner, that Shiva cannot say no, he has to oblige. Though he is a sthanu, sthira bhakti yoga sulabha and all that, but he is at the same time highly adjustable, accommodating, and at the same time gracious to all his bhaktas. Therefore, Shankara, who is Smruti, Alayam Karunalaya, he is able to give us a beautiful picture how best we can implore him that Shiva would definitely quickly oblige us. Now, I'm just reading that 18th stanza, from there we go on. Because in the previous stanza, 17th, Shankara has pointed out to us that if at all we want to have touch and darshan and prostration to the pure feet of Lord Shiva, but there is a problem for us, because the moment he just moves, there will be a number of devatas who would be prostrating to the feet or covering the feet of Lord Shiva with their kiritas. As a result, it is not possible to have the sight of the Pada Kamala or Padabja Yugala of Shiva, but still the devotee requests, please be gracious to us, be a prasanna for us. And that's what he has requested. Now, in the 18th sloka, we see, please repeat 2 times. Tvameko lokanam.
Tameko lokanam. Tameko lokanam.
Paramaphalado divya padavim.
Paramapalado divya padavim. Paramapalado divya padavim.
Vahanta tvanmulam.
Vahanta tanmulam. Vahanta tanmulam.
Punarapi bhajante harimukha.
Punarapi bhajante harimukha. पुनरपि भजन्ते हरिमुखाः
यद्वा दाक्षिण्यं तव
यद्वा दाक्षिण्यं तव यद्वा दाक्षिण्यं तव
शिवमदाशा च कियती
मदाशा च कियतीसि शिवमदाशा च कियतीसि
कदा वा मद्रक्षां वहसि
कदा वा मद्राक्षां वहति कदा वा मद्राक्षं वहति
मद्रक्षां वहसि
कदा वा मद्रक्षां वहति
करुणापूरितदृशा
करुणापूरितदृशा करुणापूरितदृशा.
So here he is giving a unique compliment for Shiva that ekaha lokanam tvam paramaparadaha, and you are the only unique person for all people belonging to all lokas, all bhuvanas, yaksha, kinnara, kimpurusha, gandharva, manava, rakshasa, pashu, patshi, etc., to all of them living in different lokas. You are giving the maximum comfort, maximum reward. Parama, highly sacred, pure, and highly important phala. And what is that divya phala? What is that phala? Divya padavi. I want the divya padavi is moksha, the kaivalya, after which there is no return at all, because we are all having the human form or a sarira, and this sarira is not permanent, and whatever padavi we have with the sarira upon the earth are all temporary postings. Therefore, O Shiva, I want divya padavi. And harimukhaha tvanmulam punaha api bhajante vahantaha. Tvanmulam vahantaha. Harimukhaha. Hari and all other gods, beginning from Mahavishnu, they all try to worship you, devote themselves to you in prayer to get your grace, namely Divya Padavi. Because Divya Padavi is the most common thing with all, even all gods must attain, and Shiva is only one who has no parents, who has no birth, who has no anything origin. Therefore, all other people have got the origin, and therefore Harimukhaha. And moreover, if I want to compare the Karuna, the Dakshinya, and all such powers in you, it is simply immense. Kiyadva Dakshinyam Tava Shiva. See, your Dakshinya is aparam, and it is limitless. Your Karuna is limitless. But what about my desire or expectation? Madasa chakiyati. My asha, hope, desire, want is just nothing. Kiyati means no comparison for the amount of karuna you bear and for the amount of the size of my desire. Absolutely is no match. And therefore, O Paramatma, O Vibho, O Shiva, Kadava Madraksham Vasi. So when are you going to, how quickly you are going to show your protection to me, your grace to me, and moreover, when can I have your looks at me filled full with the karuna? Because Rudra is Raudra, he is always ferocious, he is always busy, he is always active, energetic and engaged. So, but such great of God, Shiva should have find some time to cast glances at the bhakta with compassion, with kindness, and that he will get the Parama Padavi, rather Divya Padavi. Parama Padavi and Divya Padavi, he wants to get it. So here, even in Saundar Lahari, you have seen similar thoughts repeatedly expressed by Acharya Shankara with reference to the Devi. And also in Lalita Sahasranamam, you find the same thing, because Mahasamrajyadayini, she is capable of giving Mahasamrajyas. Apara Karunamurtihi, and there is no para or ending for the kind of Karuna or compassion that she could show. And but what we want, our want is very slow, very small compared to our capacity, and that's what kind of idea expressed to Parvati, Parashakti Swarupini, Bala Tripura Sundari, Mahadevi. And what is true to Parvati is true to Shiva, because their Dampatya is Anyonya Dampatya, and a Dampatya that has been established or coming together owing to their individual tapas. So both are potential. Therefore, how much gracious great is Amma, the same, but my desire, my asha is not very much compared to the quantity of karuna you have got. So it is another, in other words, a great praise to Lord Shiva that his karuna is so great, but his looks, his kataksha is important, through which he can transmit the raksha. What is the raksha we expect? We want Parama Padavi, we want Divya Padavi, that Shiva should bless us to us, because he is the unique eligible God in that respect. Now again, the bhaktas are submitting themselves, the problems, the circumstances and environment in which they are all bhaktas are undergoing. Therefore, the same is there. Moreover, the world is so attractive that people cannot divert themselves to better things and spirituality. But if at all the mind to turn to the worship and devotion to Lord Shiva, he only should try to help in that direction. Therefore, in this 19th sloka, the poet, the Acharya is telling that people upon the earth are always filled with maha extraordinary desires, more than the limitations. But still, Shiva must oblige and bless. So this sloka goes like this. Please repeat. Durasa bhuishte.
Durasa bhuyiste, durasa bhuyiste,
Duradhipa gruhadvara ghatake.
duradipa gruhadvara gatake, duradipa gruhadvara gatake,
Durante samsare.
durante samsare, durante samsare,
Durita nilaye dukkha janake.
दुरितनिलये दुःखजनके, दुरितनिलये दुःखजनके,
Madayasam kim na vyapanayasi.
मदायासं किं शिव न अपनयसि मदायासं किं शिव न अपनयसि
Kasyopakృతయే
कस्योपकृतये कस्योपकृतये
vadeyam pritischetu.
वदेयं प्रीतिश्चेत् वदेयं प्रीतिश्चेत्
Avasiva कृतार्था खलु vayam.
तव कृतार्दां खलु वयं तव कृतार्दाः खलु वयम्.
So Shiva, the addressal to Lord Shiva is just Shiva, because the moment the bhakta becomes very much attached, he will address the God in singular also. Something like the Pitru Vatsalya, Putra Vatsalya, that kind of Vatsalya Bhavana comes up. Therefore, he is just addressing Shiva, what is the status upon the earth that people are all going through, including the devotee here under question. He says, the whole world, people are having durasha bhuvishte. They're all having more and more desires, expectations, and all that. And it is also all the asha or hopes and desires, they are ultimately turning into dukkha. That is, if you asha limited is good, but when we have more asha, that will only land us in difficulty. We don't mind, but we always entertain more and more desires. We want to keep on acquiring. And that is what we call durasha. And it is not 1, 2, 3. It is rampant. It is very much prevalent in the whole world. Because people are overpowered by the durasha and they want to approach big people, rich people. And from them, they want to get benefits. So in that question, the kings are there. Maharajas and Dhanikas are there. But actually, it is very hard to reach the doors of such people but keep on waiting for them. So, Duradhipa Grihadvara Ghatake. See, Ghataka, we just stand at the door of Duradhipas or wicked kings, wicked people. They don't even touch the sentiment. They don't even care. And so even though they are not very favorable, the authorities, but still we spend a lot of time standing at their doors of their houses, hoping that they will be able to fulfill our wants or grace us with something. That's one problem, how we are wasting our time upon the earth. That's why there is only 10 decades are the lifetime, and in that 10 decades, we are wasting so many years just for the sake, because we are always overpowered by the excessive greed that will ultimately land us in difficulty. For example, in Mahabharata, it's only excessive greed. That Duryodhana not only lost his 99 brothers, but also land, but also many, many things. And ultimately, he had his own life being destroyed. Because Durasha Bhuvishtam, he had too much of desire for land. And his father, Dhritarashtra, was also one who loved his chair at any cost. Let anybody live or die, no matter, my Simhasanam must be firm. And therefore, he had also very sad status ultimately. And so durasa bhuishte. And again, there are durmarga, bad kings are there, or whom we cannot. But before their doors, we lose a lot of time waiting that they will be able to give us more. And let us see the samsara, the world, the family ties and all that. It is durante samsare. The samsara is never ending. One after the other, attractions keep you engaged, keep you engrossed. And you cannot say, oh, I'm done with the work. No. If you are done with one work, another work will be peeping. Therefore, the samsara, that is very, very attractive. Samyak sarati iti samsaraha. So sarati andre move, it crawls, it moves. Whether or not you do it, but you find a lot of attractive things in the samsara. Therefore, the samsara is never ending. That's why, in a sense, that punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, janani jatare sayanam, ihadustare samsare. So at the Bhajagovinda Stotram, Shankaracharya said, it is called dustara samsare. But here uses another word as durante samsare. The samsara, everybody wants. If a boy well educated, well employed, then all married people will think that he should also get into the wedlock. And so put him into samsara, he should leave the brahmacharya and get into the grahastha. And when once he looks it very attractive and enters, he will find himself caught into the net of difficulties and all that. That's why durante samsare. And Shankara himself is telling more. What is more? Durita nilaye dukkha janake. The samsara is the source for doing all duritas. Durita is sin. Sins of all nature, a samsarika will be committing. Sin against parents, sin against God, sin against society, sin against society. See, in Taittiriya, Taittiriya Upanishad, we get the way how many, in Mahanarayana Upanishad, Papa Nivarana Mantraha. And what are the papas against whom we do it? And Vedana Sarit, this month issue, you see the Papa Nivarana Mantraha, by which we can get rid of the different types of papas. And all that papa or sin comes under the title, heading, Durita. Therefore, whenever you want to do the puja, what do you say? Mama upatta samasta durita chaya. See, always durita is upatta, is earned, is worked for. Therefore, and samsara, only when you are in samsara, you are committed to do that kind of sin, because people go astray. They go for bravery. They go for killings. They go for so much of himsa. And all that will ultimately be generative of dukkha. Dukkha janake. So samsara is a source to produce grief, sorrow, repentance, and difficulties and impediments. So that is the kind of samsara. And you know that, oh Sadashiva, you know that, but we are always caught up into that maya. Samsara panka nirmagna samudharana pandita, Amma is called. See, everybody, samsara is a panka, is dirt, is burada. And even though you are just got up from the burada or that panka, still the panka will be sticking to your body. and it is requires extra more effort to get rid of the panka. That's why the durita is something like that, and it is dukkha janaka, and Paramatma, Lord Shiva, is samudharana pandita. That is, he knows the technology, he knows the way how best he can bring the person caught up in difficulties, caught up in grief, and caught up in samsara. Therefore, Purandaradasa has made a beautiful statement, because many people get attracted to samsara, but they get completely sunk in that samsara sarit. So that Acharya Purandaradasa, for example, a great musician of Karnataka, long years back, say about 13th century AD, he said, Irabeku, iddu jaisabeku. That's what he says. In samsara, you may get into, but you must have that jaya, or overcoming the difficulties, and see that you get the Paramapada or Divyapada. You should not get succumbed to that. So, dukkha janake, durita nilaye, durante, samsare. So why we stand or spend time at the door of the wrong, wicked kings? Because we are always attached by durasha. Oh, I want to get more things like that. In the third line, sincerely, the bhakta makes a petition, appeal to Shiva, Madayasam kim na vapanayasi, kim na vapanayasi. Why are you not remove the ayasa, the exertion, the difficulty, etc. Although I am caught up in that, and kasyopakrutaye, and if you are putting me into samsara, not removing my ayasa from the samsara, to whom is it going to be of any use? Upakara, upakrutaye, kasya upakrutaye, nakasyapi upakrutaye. If you make me go more and more stuck in the samsara, which is the duranta, durita nilaya, dukkha janaka, durasa bhuishta. These are all the complements for that samsara. Then to go through all these things individually or collectively involves a lot of exertion, ayasa, lot of difficulty. That he has got to remove by that. And then now the bhakta, hey Shiva, vada. Oh Shiva, speak out. Don't be silent. I know our big people don't immediately respond. They just keep on looking and observing, and hardly they speak. But in that manner, even the Shiva might be like that. So the bhakta, with all humility and attachment and son affection, vatsalya bhavana, he says, "Oh Shiva, vada, iyam pritis ched." Please open your mouth. Please talk about it in case you have affection, grace upon us. Priti is affection, is a grace and favorable sentiment. If you have that kind of favoring mind at me, then vayam khalu krutartha. Then we consider that we are highly successful, fortunate. So, why I am asking you? Because here again, we want to be kritartha. Artha kritam yena saha kritartha. Te kritartha. Artham krita yena. That is, whatever goal is there, that goal when accomplished, then the work is over. Therefore, our birth is also dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are the purusharthas. If we are able to get that moksha purushartha too, then we are Kritartha Vayam. So we are making a request. We are imploring Lord Shiva to get out, to open up his mouth, to speak to us. The moment he starts speaking, it implies that he is loving us. We want the bhakti, the Lord Shiva, to love us, to protect us. So then we are really relieved from all sins. We get the Divya Padavi, Parama Padavi, and Kailasa Prapti. So you can imagine what is the nature of the world. In the same, see, this is how Sankara thinks in 5th century AD. We have Kalidasa, where he in Abhijnana Sakuntalam compares the samsara, compares the city life. City life consists of number of attractions, because number of shops, number of people, number of etc. will be there. Therefore, it is very difficult to get on in a city. And Kalidasa says, Janakirnam manye hutavaha paritam gruhamiva. The city, Bujjaini at that time, looked like a house engulfed by the fire. And also, what is that fire? People. People, everywhere people. Prajaha, Siddhapa Brahmana says, Prajaha, Sarhaho, Sarvatranu Prajaha. Everywhere people are there with different things. Therefore, we don't want to get caught up or tied up in the people, but we want to be relieved of the people, relieved of the attractions. And people is samsara. And there are so many luring things. I don't want to get lured of all of them. So Sadashiva, Vada, come on, don't be silent. I am appealing so much to you. I am telling you that samsara is hard. It is, and I want not to be in samsara. Try to redeem me from the exertion that I go through in the samsaric life. And if you are, don't talk to me whom you are going to benefit. You should talk to benefit me. And then Kritartha, Kalu means indeed, verily, Vayam. So we all are bhaktas we are relieved. And please speak out. What are you doing? And not that Lord Shiva does not know the calamity or circumstances upon the land. When more and more people, when more and more attractions and all that is there. But still, Sankara points out, what is samsara to all people? Samsara is not very recommendable stage. It has got more negativity than positivity. Therefore, we don't want to exert ourselves, waste our time by standing at the door of the bad, wicked kings or enjoying the atyasa. And so please give me some pleasant mind, because Paramatma can always work through our minds. And so that we all become really obliged and happy. In the 20th stanza, still the samsaric and sensual attractions. Why it is called samsara? Because the senses love the samsara. They have got much food to divert and spoil the individual. Because Indriya Sukha and Indriya Drushti and Indriya Anubhava, well, they're all very problematic things. For example, at one time, Indra was witnessing the dance cultural programs which appealed more and more the sentiments. Indriya Baddha Nrutya, for example. Then Bharata came and told Indra, hey, you are wasting our time. You are precious for us. Don't cultivate and increase the Indriya power. And this kind of dances I don't like. So Indriyatit and Nritya I introduce. That's what we call as a Bharatanatyam. See, Bharata Muni is first one who has coined, designed, made it practical, a particular special feature of Natya, where there is no appeal for the senses, but there is appeal for the intellect. There is appeal for the mind, and also there is a lot of spirituality communicated through the classical dances. But here, please repeat, Sada Mohatavyam.
Sada Mohatavyam. Sada Mohatavyam.
Charati Yuvatinam Kuchagirau.
Charati Yuvatinam Kuchagirau. Charati Yuvatinam Kuchagirau.
Natatyasha Shakham.
Natatyasa Shaka. Natatyasa Shaka.
Atati Jhatiti Swairam Apita.
Sariti Jatati Swairam Abitaha. Swarati Jatati Swairam Abitaha.
Kapalin Bhiksho Me.
Kapalin Bhiksho Me. Kapalin Bhiksho Me.
Hrudaya Kapimatyanta Chapalam.
Hridaya Kapi Matyanta Chapalam. Hridaya Kapi Matyanta Chapalam.
Drudham Bhaktya Badva.
Dudam Bhaktva Badva. Dudam Bhaktya Badva.
Shiva
Shiva.
Bhavat Adhinam Kuru Vibho.
Shiva. Bhavadadinam Kuru Vibho. Shiva. Bhavadadinam Kuru Vibho.
So here in this sloka, he is telling the problems. Shiva and Vibhu. Shiva is Shanti, Pradaha. Vibhu, the dictator, the Upadeshta and powerful person. So, generally all men, otherwise also women otherwise, what do? They are influenced by the Indriyas. So, Sada, constantly, the Indriyas always make people go astray, and they develop some kind of extra attachment. So, Mohatavyam Yuvatinam Kuchagirau Charati. Charati is to chara means fickle. He will be always getting attracted repeatably to Yuvatinam Kuchagirau. And it is a Moha Atavi. Atavi means Aranyam. And Moha Aranyam. Aranyam means there is no enjoyment. Yatra na ramanam tadaranyam. Similarly, yatra atanam eva tad atavi. Atana is to sancharam. You don't know where you should go, how you should go, and you don't know what are the objects available in the forest. Everything is that in order, and there is no access for any vehicular traffic there, and therefore it is a atavi, not knowing anything. But so moha is something which is like the forest. And in the forest, if you want to find something, you have to search and keep on walking, exerting, disappointing, repeating, all that. So moha, extra love or infatuation, has been likened to a forest. And what is that Mohatavi, the Kuchagiri of all young ladies, Yuvatina? That means pleasures. So one after the other, there are so many attractive, pleasurable things. Sampadas are there. So for acquiring the more and more sampadas, property, things and all that, people fret lot. And natatyasha shakham atad jhadati swairam abhita. Swairam you have to underline, because whenever there is a tatavi and the tree, people are very free to go to any branch, any kind of thing. So in the forest, all trees, you can always approach freely to all of them. So natatyasha, beautiful Amma. There is a wonderful metaphor here. Rupaka, ಈ ಆಶಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, what does it do? Natati. Natati means natyam karoti. Natyam karoti. Natyam is abhinayam. Natya is abhinaya. So many gestures, so many postures, so many mudras, so many things there. So Asha is a dancer which will be persistently present in all people. That Asha will never be stable. It will be entire, occupying the entire body, entire indriyas. No indriya is left free. Something like a dancer who uses the whole stage, however big it is, however small it is, and see that the presence of the dancer is being found everywhere in the stage. In the same manner, in this kind of situation, Asha is a nartaki. Asha is a dancer. So she dances. Where shakhasu vatati abhitaha jhatiti. So in the branches of the tree, quickly, not wasting much time, there will be shifting from one to the other. See, ears, then eyes, the nose, the tongue, the skin. Skin also is a sparsendriya, it is called. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandhaha, me sudhyantam. A person who goes to take sannyasa, he has to perform the viraja homa. A person who is getting into the samsaric life, he has to perform laja homa. So laja homa is attachment. Viraja homa is detachment. So here what happens, the detachment will not be there, and because there will be attachment. So one tree, not one branch, everywhere and freely, like monkey, abhitaha, all over. That's what in Sanskrit we call it as a sakha sambhrama nyaya. If a monkey is there, it will not be on one tree or one branch or one. It will be moving the entire group, all trees, all branches. So fickle is the monkey. Therefore, monkeys are swatantra kapis. Normally, kapi is monkey, fickle. But if it were to be a swatantra kapi, imagine that. So all kapis who went to help Rama for a battleground, they were all swatantra kapis. That's why they are able to work up in their own manner at the context of sacrifice and bring laurels. So jatiti means ashu, shigram, quickly. Abhitaha, all over, not at one place, they will be at all places. Swairam, freely, no bondage, no commitment, being very much free and freedom. That is what would happen, and that is the moha. So people who have got that kind of mania, moha, they will not see anything they simply become mad. They become completely attached. They don't see anything different than that. This is the attraction during the youth. So, abhyast, kaumare abhyasta vidyanam, yavvane vishayeshinam. So, Kalidasa says, when yavana comes up, when youth is present, the people are always attracted, fulfilling vishayas. Vishaya is luxuries. And indriya, trupti, they want to do it. And not simply trupti, asha trupti, extraordinary. So, and giving that kind of problem, the next third line is really interesting. Kapalin Bhiksho. See, who is this Shiva? He is a Kapalin. He is having that Kapala, the begging bowl. Kapala is the begging bowl, and taking that begging bowl, he goes for bhiksha, for food. Bhiksha is something which people give, alms, ALMS. And whoever goes for bhiksha is called as bhikshu, because he will satisfy his hunger only by that given by the respective people. And he goes house to house. Shiva, you go house to house begging for your food. But supposing you alone go for begging, many house lord or house ladies will not come out to give you alms. You will only beg, go house to house, but your kapala or your begging bowl will not be full because nobody comes out. Amma bhikshandehi, nobody comes out. So I tell you, sir, a beautiful method. If you were to take a monkey with you for bhikshadanam, all children in the house take fancy for the monkey you brought. And so you get more bhiksha because children persist looking at the monkey with the bhikshuka. So that's one of the renovated methods or improvised method how best one can go for begging. So when we go for donations, people who go for fundraising, they know better methods, that they go with some big fellows. Looking at them, the other fellows cannot say no. If he alone goes, then it will not be fruitful. So in this case, kapim chaparam atyantam. So if you were to take a kapi, a monkey which is atyanta chapala, it is not simply chapala, not simply fickle, but too much fickle. And what is that? Metaphorically, my heart, my mind is a monkey. You just try to take away my mind, monkey. That means make my mind to pay attention in devotion to your feet. That's what is a Hrudaya Kapi is a metaphor. Rupaka Alankara, that the heart, the mind has been likened to a monkey. And the mind is such a fickle one, it will never be stable. It keeps on desiring. It keeps on going from door to door. And therefore, my Hrudaya Kapi is Atyanta Chapalam. But how could you control what I want? So what you do is, O Shiva, O Vibhu, Drudam Bhaktya Badhva. If you tie with good, strong rope that monkey and take control of the monkey, here the monkey is my Hridaya. If you institute strong devotion in me by stopping the fickleness of my mind, which is monkey, then I will be able to focus my mind upon you. Bhavadadhinam vibho kuru hridaya kapim. Oh Shiva, you make my hridaya kapi tied up with ropes, badhva, bhaktya badhva. Again, another metaphor. The bhakti is a rope to get tied to God or to tie the attention of the God. So there is a rupaka, metaphorical expressions. That too, the monkey might skip off. If you were to use a not strong rope, therefore the attention and karuna should be strongest. So that's why Drudham bhaktya badhva. Drudham badhva. You please tie my monkey hridayam very tight with strong rope. When once you put that kind of work there, then my heart will be your adhinam. It will be under your control. So if my heart, if my mind is under your control, I have no problem. I will get Paramapada, Divyapadam. Therefore, O Shiva, you are the mind controller. And make my mind to be favorable to you, not be independent, always running away from you. So this sloka is so beautiful. There is a lot of philosophical tinge and spiritual pursuit in this sloka, because all people ordinarily consider the moha or the samsaric pleasures are the ultimate for them. So if at all you ask a youth, I get my graduation, I get my job, I get more salary, I will marry, I will build up a samsaram. Like that he will keep on telling. In the enumeration like that, he will never say that I grow spiritual. I do puja. I respect the sadhus. And all that kind of talk will not be there. Usually, when people go to astrologers, they show their horoscope and ask, would I go to foreign country? Would I become this? Would I become that? What would I? Never ask that. They don't put a question. Would I build a temple? Would I dig a well for general use? Would I make some kind of service to the people? No. That kind of question will not be put for that, because mohataviyam charati. All people are groping in the darkness or moving in the forest, not knowing things which are all, what are the things are that. And moreover, Asha is a dancer. I hope you are appreciating Shankara's thoughts. Nowhere it has come. It is unique. Therefore, Shankaracharya is highly lauded to influence the mind of all people. For example, when you read Bhajagovinda Stotra, he keeps on hammering the head. Govindam bhaja, Govindam bhaja, Govindam bhaja. Why? Samprapte, sannihite kale, nahi rakshate, dukurun karane. The grammar rules, do, kuru, karane, all these verbs and dhatus will not give you moksham. Therefore, Govindam bhaja, Govinda, go is cattle, go is bhumi, go is knowledge. So, Govinda means he is provider of the spiritual knowledge with which we can go to spiritual success and then Paramapada. Therefore, this sloka has been very well commented by all people, and even in Bhajagovinda Stotram also, he says that the same idea gives there. that ma etan mamsa vikaram, and he said, don't get attracted to that. They're all physical. So here he says, charati yuvatinam mohatavyam kuchagirav. That means pleasures are all like that. Nari stanabhara nabhidesham drishtva magaha mohavesham etan mamsavasadi vikaram bhajagovindam bhajagovindam. How much reality and philosophy is there. Even he says that, and even Shakespeare also is not ordinary. He says, what is beauty? You're clamoring so much. It is just skin deep. If the skin just gets raised, then you will never like it. So skin deep is that beauty, and don't pay attention for that. This is all a philosophical awakening which the youth must come to know, or anybody in that in the samsara finding lot of thinking that it is really fruitful. Therefore, we can see how Shankara in different contexts with different terminology and thought process, making people to realize the realities, because all people mistake the real to be unreal, unreal to be real, and they fret a lot. Similarly, what is impersonal, they feel as personal, and what is personal as impersonal, get confused, get infatuated. So he says that, Vibho bhavadadhinam kuru, you please take control of my mind, which is a monkey. If you take control of the monkey and go for begging with your begging bowl for bhatsha, you will get better attention, because people in the house, children and all people come running, not looking at you, but looking at your monkey. So my mind is a big monkey, so please take hold of my monkey. When once you take hold of my monkey heart, then I am free. I am very much getting into trouble, because my Hridaya is making me all that. It is monkey, it is moving this shop, this good, that good, and like that. I keep on, chapalata is there in me, and not simply chapalata, atyanta chapalata. It is too much. Anything too much is too bad. But we don't consider it as too bad, but we love it to be too much. So the Hridaya Kapi is Atyanta Chapala, and so, oh Vibho. Vibho means controller. Shiva has got controls. We as bhaktas don't have controls. So a disciplined man can discipline others. A well-read Swamiji, composed Swamiji or Guru can keep the boy or the Shishya online, because the Shishya want to be always offline. That exactly is the situation in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna wanted to go home and drink coffee, don't want to fight. But Krishna, no. He just takes 17 chapters, so many slokas to put him on the track. So that's why Krishna is a Vibhu. Shiva is a Vibhu. They are all the Yogeshwaras who can have hold upon such fickle people, fickle-minded people. And so, basically, fickleness is there in mind, in our Hridayas, and it always wants to go away. And therefore, he says that, Vibho bhavadadhinam kuru. When once the monkey is in our control, I am safe, I will get the Paramapada. So, please repeat, Amma. One time you repeat. Such a beautiful sloka. We can keep on deriving more and more lessons and thoughts and suggestions and message from this sloka, and So many people have commented in a number of ways. Please repeat. Sada mohatavyam.
Sada mohatavyam.
Charati yuvatinam kuchagiraho.
Charati yuvatinam kuchagiraho.
Natatyasha shakham.
Natatyasha shakha.
Atati jhatiti swairam abhitaha.
Vatati jatati straira abhitaha.
Kapalin bhiksho.
Palin bhiksho.
Me hrudayakapim.
मैं हृदय कपिम
Atyanta chapalam.
अत्यंत चपलम
Yudham bhaktya badva.
निडम भक्त्या बद्वा
Shiva bhavadadhinam kuru vibho.
भवददीनं कुरु विभो.
I hope you got the message of this sloka. So beautiful. Now let us read this sloka and stop. Dhrutistambhadharam.
धृतिस्तंभाधारम
Drudha guna nibaddham sagamanam.
दृढ़ गुण निबद्धाम सगमनाम दृढ़ गुण निबद्धाम सगमनाम
Vichitram padmadhyam.
विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां
Pratidivas sanmarga ghatitam.
प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्ग घटितां
Smarare re.
स्मरारे
Macheta sputapata.
मच्चेत स्फुटपट
Patakutim prapya visadam.
पटकुटिं प्राप्य विशदाम्
Jayaswamin sektya saha.
जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह
Shivaganaihi.
शिवगणैः
Sevita vibho.
सेवित विभो
So, if at all he has to do some extraordinary jobs or work connected to the fickle people upon the earth, he has to be the king, controller, disciplinarian. So the word vibho also is used here. And here also vibho jaya. And here Shankara is very clever. Aya, you may not be alone capable to do this extraordinary job. Take the help of your wife, Parvati, Shakti Swarupini. So, Saha Shaktya, and also Shivaganaihi Swamin. O Swami, with all your retinue, take their support and you become victorious, especially to change my mind, and I want the dhairyam. And moreover, here one more important compliment or addressal is that Smarari. Smaraha is Manmatha and Ari is Shatru. So he is Smarari. Smarasya Arihi, which means that he has controlled, overpowered the mohas, and therefore he can do that and is eligible for that because he is yatinam yatihi. He is yati of yatis. So he is a parama yati, parama sannyasi, parama vibhu. So slowly we come to know the picture of the personality and tapo niyamata and tapo balam, etc. of Lord Shiva. So when we know about the Saundarya of Lalita Parameswari, there it is erotic and devotional lyric. But in this Shivananda Lahari, we are trying to know the spiritual strength and stamina which is completely perfect in the personality of Lord Shiva. Om Tat Satu. Please repeat.